the crimson sand of the Kethvar arena, had witnessed 10,000 deaths over 3 centuries. Not once had a creature entered those blood-stained walls and emerged alive. The record was perfect, maintained by the galaxy's most ruthless crime syndicate as both entertainment and execution ground. Until today, Zarthok adjusted his 4 eyes to focus on the impossible sight before him. The human, that strange pale biped from the newly discovered Rim world, stood at the arena's exit gate, dripping with blood that wasn't entirely his own. Behind him lay the mangled remains of a Vorthon Deathstalker, its razor-sharp carapace cracked open like a discarded shell. "This cannot be," whispered Velnar, the Syndicate's chief enforcer. His tentacles writhed with agitation as he stared at the security feeds. The Stalker has killed over 200 prisoners. It's bred specifically for the arena. Perfect predator, enhanced reflexes, acid blood, regenerative tissue. The human, identified in their records as Marcus Chen, had been captured during a routine raid on a human cargo vessel. Nothing special about him according to their scans. Average height, average build, no cybernetic enhancements, no genetic modifications. Just another warm-blooded mammal thrown into the grinder for the entertainment of the galaxy's elite. But Marcus Chen was still breathing. The arena's medical scanners showed he had sustained 17 separate wounds, 3 of which should have been fatal by any reasonable biological standard. Yet he walked with steady determination toward the exit, leaving bloody footprints in the sand. "Get me a full bioanalysis," Zarthok commanded, his voice tight with disbelief, "and review the entire fight sequence." The holographic display materialized before them, replaying the battle in excruciating detail. Marcus had entered the arena weaponless, as was tradition. The Vorthon Deathstalker, 8 feet of pure killing machine, had emerged from its holding pen with predatory confidence. What followed defied every prediction their combat algorithms had generated. The human didn't run. He didn't freeze in terror like most creatures did when faced with the stalker's horrifying form. Instead, he studied the beast with calculating eyes, noting the placement of its sensory organs, the articulation of its limbs, the rhythm of its breathing. When the stalker struck with lightning speed, Marcus moved with impossible precision. Not faster than the creature, that would have been physically impossible, but smarter. He turned the beast's own momentum against it, using leverage and timing instead of brute force. The first exchange left Marcus with deep gashes across his torso, but the stalker's primary striking claw was dislocated, a feat no previous victim had managed. "Pause the feed," Velnar ordered, leaning forward. How did he know to target that joint? Zarthok enhanced the image, zooming in on Marcus's face during those crucial seconds. There was no panic, no desperation, only the cold calculation of a predator analyzing its prey. The fight continued with brutal efficiency. The human used everything available to him: the arena's stone walls for leverage, handfuls of sand to blind and disorient, even broken fragments of bone from previous battles as improvised weapons. Each move was purposeful, conserving energy while inflicting maximum damage. The Deathstalker, for all its biological advantages, had never faced prey that fought with such tactical intelligence. It was accustomed to overwhelming opponents through raw power and terror, but Marcus Chen adapted to every attack, turned every advantage against the creature. The killing blow came 43 minutes into the battle. The stalker, wounded and enraged, launched itself in a final desperate assault. Marcus had been waiting for this moment, when desperation would override the creature's tactical instincts. He rolled beneath the creature's bulk and drove a jagged piece of arena stone directly into its primary neural cluster. The crowd's reaction had been unprecedented. Silence, then confusion, then a roar of disbelief that shook the station's superstructure. "Sir," interrupted a technician, his voice trembling, "the bioanalysis results are unusual." The data scrolled across their screens, painting a picture that challenged everything they knew about human physiology. Marcus's adrenaline production was off the charts, but more importantly, his brain activity during combat showed patterns they'd never seen before. He was constantly running probability calculations, the technician explained, processing multiple combat scenarios simultaneously, adjusting his strategy in real time based on the creature's responses. It's like his mind became a tactical computer. But there was more. The human's pain receptors had partially shut down during combat, allowing him to function despite injuries that would have incapacitated most species. His muscle efficiency had increased by nearly 30% through some kind of involuntary optimization process. Evolutionary combat adaptation, Zarthok murmured, understanding dawning on him. His species evolved as persistence hunters, didn't they? They don't have claws or fangs or natural armor. They have something far more dangerous. What's that, sir? Intelligence. And the absolute refusal to quit. On the screens, Marcus had reached the exit gate. The automatic locks disengaged, a mechanism that hadn't been triggered in 3 centuries. As he stepped into the corridor beyond, he turned back toward the arena one final time. His eyes found the surveillance camera, and for a moment he seemed to be looking directly at them through the feed. His expression was calm, almost respectful, but there was something else there, a quiet warning. They had underestimated humanity. They had assumed that without natural weapons or armor, humans would be easy prey. They had been catastrophically wrong. Marcus Chen disappeared into the station's corridors, and despite deploying every security asset they had, they never found him. He had vanished like a ghost, leaving behind only legends and a profound shift in galactic perspective. The arena's perfect record was broken. The myth of human weakness died in those blood-stained sands, and across the galaxy, word began to spread. There was a new apex predator among the stars, and it walked on 2 legs with nothing but its mind as a weapon. The humans had arrived.